Kevin Lee is taking on RDA. I can never look at an RDA fight without saying the exact same thing every single time, which is who did RDA piss off over at the UFC? That guy has the most impressive and most difficult schedule on the roster. So these guys are going to go out and fight at 170 pounds, okay? Now, the blueprint to beat RDA, in fairness, and he's great. He's a great fighter. But the blueprint is out there. If you can go out and control where the fight happens, stay on top, and pound away, you can win rounds. We have seen that happen before. The blueprint to beat Kevin Lee doesn't yet exist. If you're willing to go through hell, if you're willing to stay in the fight the entire time and fight back the entire time, and you can win more rounds than he can win, you can get your hand raised. That's not a blueprint. That's not a great recipe. But RDA is a very tough guy, and he can go out and do just that. Kevin Lee's a very tough guy. He can follow the blueprint, take him down, control those positions, but he's also got very good and explosive hands. And it's at a new weight class. I don't know what that means in its entirety. Does that mean that the stress of the weight cut is not going to affect Kevin Lee and he's going to have more energy? I think that's reasonable. Does it also mean that he's going to have more power when those quick, accurate punches land? I think that's very reasonable. But there are still some questions there. Now, these two are talking about, and Kevin Lee came on the show a week ago and told us that he is planning to weigh in for the 170-pound welterweight contest at 165 pounds. He's going to talk to RDA, and he's only going to do this if RDA gives him a gentleman's agreement to also weigh in at 165 pounds. Now, the reason these two soon-to-be enemies and foes are willing to agree with one another and potentially do this, I don't know. I'm here bright and early. It's Friday morning. These weigh-ins are yet to come. These weigh-ins are at 9 a.m. So I don't know if they're going to do that, but I do want to fill you guys in on the storyline and not just take for granted condescendingly that you're following it and you know what the hell I'm talking about. Because this is potentially going to be very interesting. For some of you, you may find this silly. For others of you, you're going to observe this a bit of a standoff, this bit of a sit-in, this bit of alliance, and go, wow, this is a great way to get things done. Both of these athletes would like a 165-pound division. Both of these athletes are what we call tweeners. They're in between 155 pounds and they're in between 170 pounds, but they have to choose one. So they're going, well, not so fast. I wouldn't have to do that if there was a 165. Now, damn near every athlete could say that. Almost every single athlete that's assigned to a division is going, boy, this would so be better if there was just 6-pound allowance given. I get that. We're never going to solve that problem. It just appears that at 165 pounds, and for whatever reason, and that dialogue and that weight class, and name the athletes, and you could throw in 10, 15, you could probably even throw Kamaru Usman in there, the sitting 170-pound champion that would prefer that weight class. Conor McGregor has spoke to preferring that weight class. George St. Pierre, before he retired, was a supporter of that weight. I mean, you could go on and on. Khabib and Ben Askren. All of these guys are banding together, and they're saying you've added divisions throughout time. You even added genders at one point. And it was unilateral, and we heard about it after it was done. This is one time where you've already got the guys, you've already got them signed, and we're saying we would like this. So consider it. So the point of Kevin Lee and RDA, even though they're foes and rivals, teaming up to make 165 pounds is designed to make a statement that here we are, your 165 pounders. Is it the most powerful thing I've ever seen? No. But is it very meaningful? Is it significant? And is it a story that could catch on? Yeah, for sure. And it happens to be a great fight, and I'm looking forward to it.